I participated in a 25-mile charity walk. We went from downtown Buffalo to Niagara Falls. This video is just going to be me info dumping a bunch of observations I had about the experience before I forget. Me and 12, maybe 15 other people did the full 25 miles, but there was 30, maybe even 40 people who did sections of it. It was an incredibly diverse turnout. There was maybe a third of the people there were Jewish, because Jewish Voices for Peace Buffalo made it like an official group event. There was two Yemeni sisters who, like, as we passed through their neighborhood, they jumped on with us and walked with us for a few hours. There was a brother and sister from Gaza who live in Buffalo now, who walked with us for, I want to say maybe the first 9 miles or so. The oldest person who made it the whole 25 miles was 77 years old, and he was fasting, so he took no food and no water during the sunup hours of it. And there was an Orthodox Jewish family who had 3 little kids, and they jumped on maybe in the last 2 miles of the walk with us, and the 2-year-old walked quite a bit. They had to be pushed in the stroller for a chunk of it, but the little ones, they made it too. By the end of the walk, we all knew each other very well. You run out of small talk like a good 3 miles in. So like, as I was leaving, I was thinking, man, I feel like I went to summer camp with all these kids now at this point. It's like, you had really personal conversations for a lot of the walk. Really unique idea. It was not organized by any organization or church. It was like just some lady. She decided she was going to do it and do it alone, and then she started telling people about it. And everyone she told was like, I would do that. I would do at least a section with you. So she decided to make it a public event, and that's it. It's a really interesting form of like action or protest or whatever you want to call it, because it's like very quiet and like dignified and non-confrontational, but it's still a big gesture. Like 25 miles is tough, but it's doable. But it's just such a like strange thing to do, that people were like really impressed and interested and wanted to ask a lot of questions. Local media did some stories about it when it was announced, but there was our local NPR, one of the cable news channels, and the Buffalo News all showed up on the route to like talk to us on the way. So I think it was like a really interesting way of getting people's attention. On a personal note, completely unrelated to Gaza or ceasefire or anything like that, the group made it from downtown Buffalo to the 290 in 5, maybe 6 hours. And when I had that realization, like that we had crossed the 290, like something rewired in my brain where I was like, oh my God, like just a group of random people. We're not athletes or anything like that. We can walk this whole thing in the time it takes to like digest breakfast and get ready for lunch. Like, this city is not as big as I thought. I had never physically walked the entire distance of the city of Buffalo before, and it made the city feel smaller, but like in a cool way. I was like, this is just a community. This is just a town. This is just a village. And the people that I know that live in that neighborhood and that neighborhood, they're not separated by infinite gulfs of everything. Like, it's all happening in the same little footprint. So I already love Buffalo, and it made me love Buffalo even more to like physically walk it. That was cool. I did not expect that. Walking 25 miles is symbolic because it's the same distance as the Gazan coast. And there was like, as you're going through it and your body is starting to hurt and you're getting exhausted and all that sort of stuff, I started thinking like toward the end, like, holy shit, like people in the world, their bodies have felt exactly like this tired after this much walking, but they're carrying their suitcases, having no food, no water, in the hot, waiting to get shot or like bombed. And I know that like I've heard that many times on TikTok and on the news and everything, but to like be physically experiencing it, to physically walk that distance and be thinking somebody else walked that distance, it just made it all just that little bit more real, which was really like, it was kind of emotional. Like, be like, holy shit, people have done this exact same thing that I'm physically doing right now, but under like way more terrifying conditions. Yeah, 10 out of 10. Incredible experience. Would definitely do it again. Definitely would recommend it. Yeah, really cool idea. So big ups to Miss Lindsay Acker of Buffalo, New York, who came up with the idea. Fucking genius. Yeah, neat thing.